Welcome to this urgent update. Today we are unpacking a critical administrative alert. A widespread pause on final adjudications in immigration cases. We will explain what this freeze means, who is being affected, why it is controversial, and what proactive steps you can take right now. As we move through the video, we will include clear action items and resources to help you stay prepared. First, let's frame the scope. Although the administrative notice references specific countries historically subject to enhanced security screening, current, credible reports indicate the delay is reaching far beyond those lists. Individuals from countries not publicly designated for enhanced scrutiny are experiencing unexplained holds right before decision. This suggests the criteria triggering these pauses are being applied more broadly and quietly across jurisdictions. Next, here is our agenda. We will define final adjudication, discuss who is affected, cover the legal controversies, and outline immediate actions you can take. Then, we will walk through practical timelines and escalation. Finally, we will test your understanding with short quizzes and summarize key points. Now let's define final adjudication. This is the last step when an immigration authority issues an approval or denial. The current pause targets this exact point, meaning applicants who have cleared previous stages may suddenly find their cases held in suspense. This affects all form types: temporary visas, permanent residency, and even naturalization filed by lawful permanent residents. Because the hold is at the very end, it creates uncertainty just before the outcome, which can disrupt employment, start dates, travel, and family reunification plans. Moving on, let's compare the official framing to reported reality. Officially, the focus is on countries historically subject to additional screening. The rationale is framed as national security and enhanced vetting. However, reports indicate a much broader impact that includes nationals from a far larger set of countries, many of which are not publicly designated. This broader application appears to occur without transparent notice, leading to inconsistent and opaque outcomes across locations. Next, let's discuss controversy and legal concerns. When delays appear linked to nationality, they can be perceived as discriminatory, especially if they expand beyond publicly stated policy. The lack of transparency undermines predictability and fairness in the legal process. Legal experts warn that blanket freezes, based primarily on national origin, may implicate equal protection and due process principles. As a result, the climate becomes more uncertain for immigrant communities and for lawful permanent residents seeking naturalization. Next, here are actions you can take immediately. First, consult an experienced immigration attorney or accredited representative who understands the security context for your nationality and case type. Second, organize a comprehensive record of all filings, notices, receipts, and communications, and maintain a clear timeline. Third, report your delay to trusted advocacy or legal organizations. Systematically collected reports help reveal scope and trends. Fourth, plan for extended timelines and possible document updates. Finally, coordinate employment and travel decisions with counsel to avoid compounding complications. To visualize escalation, this flowchart begins with a case stuck at final adjudication. It shows parallel paths: monitoring at planned intervals, lodging service requests, seeking congressional assistance, contacting the ombudsman, and exploring legal strategies such as mandamus after consultation. Each path can loop back to monitoring if there is no substantive response. The flow ends with possible outcomes: approval, denial, or continued pending status. This timeline lays out a measured follow-up cadence. At the moment the hold is detected, start your documentation. At around 30 days without movement, consider a service request. At 60 days, a congressional inquiry may be appropriate. At 90 days, an ombudsman request can be filed with detailed evidence. At 120 days and beyond, coordinate with counsel to reassess legal options. Continue monthly follow-ups and update your records after every touchpoint. Here is a practical playbook. It lists who initiates each step, when to consider it, and what to include. An online service request can be used after a month or so without movement, and it should include your receipt number and a concise explanation. A congressional office may assist around 2 months or, in cases of hardship, provided you supply consent forms and documentation. The ombudsman typically gets involved when prior steps fail, requiring a detailed timeline and evidence. Finally, strategy discussions with your attorney evaluate options and risks. Quiz time. Which statement best describes a final adjudication in immigration processing? Option A. The first background check after filing. Option B. The scheduling of an interview. Option C. The last decision step resulting in approval or denial. Option D. A temporary administrative review with no impact. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section. The correct answer is the last decision step, resulting in approval or denial. This is the point at which the agency issues the definitive outcome of the case, which is precisely where the current holds are being applied. Second question. Reports indicate the current delays are likely impacting which group? Option A. Only the originally listed travel ban countries. Option B. Applicants from a narrow, publicly posted list only. Option C. Nationals from a broader set of 30 or more countries, sometimes without public notice. Option D. Only employment-based applicants in STEM fields. Please pause the video if you need more time. We will share the answer next. The correct answer is that nationals from a broader set of countries are being affected, sometimes without public notice. This aligns with credible reports indicating wider application of the holds across multiple jurisdictions. This pie chart is illustrative. It depicts the idea that, while publicly listed countries account for a portion of reported holds, additional countries and unknown categories may represent a significant share based on reports. This is not official data. It shows how the impact can be broader and less transparent than public lists might suggest. Now let's detail documentation. Maintain a chronological timeline of your case events, including receipt notices, biometrics, interviews, and any communications. Store copies of everything in a consistent, labeled structure, and consider version control for updates to forms or evidence. Record each response or non-response to create a clear pattern that can support service requests, congressional inquiries, or ombudsman engagement. Also, document concrete impacts, such as employment start dates, travel constraints, medical needs, or family circumstances. Before we proceed, please note this disclaimer. This video is for general informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration decisions are fact-specific, and policies can change. You should consult a qualified immigration attorney or accredited representative to evaluate your individual circumstances. Additionally, if you report delays to organizations, protect your privacy and share only what is necessary. Let's recap the key points. First, the holds are occurring at the final decision step across various case types. Second, the real-world impact appears broader than official lists suggest. Third, the lack of transparency raises fairness and due process concerns. Take action by consulting qualified counsel, documenting thoroughly, reporting delays to trusted organizations, and planning for extended timelines. In summary, stay organized and vigilant. Set reminders for periodic check-ins and follow a structured escalation pathway. Coordinate sensitive decisions, such as employment and travel, with your attorney to minimize risk. Continue reporting delays to trusted organizations, which helps illuminate the true scope of the freeze and may inform advocacy and policy responses. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for future updates. We would love to hear your experiences and questions in the comments so we can cover the most relevant topics in upcoming videos. Stay informed and take care.